Oh, they getting that booty. You
I think that's a good place to start. Honestly, yeah, let's start. We got we'll intro the show.
Oh snap! We were recording.
Oh yeah, we've been recording the whole time. Yeah, just waiting for that goal to come out so we could welcome you back to the trenches for episode 17. You guys know the deal. Pirates getting that booty. What do we got going on? We honestly, this is one of these episodes where like I kind of love it personally because we just kind of we're planning on just like free balling, shooting the shit. We got a few things we want to touch on. You never really know where episodes like this are gonna go, to be completely honest. But we're back. Jay Fine, SK, Don Gordon. We're here doing our thing again with you guys. Episode 17. If you're not already, follow us on Instagram and check us out on YouTube. Subscribe to the Hedge Better YouTube channel. You can watch us there. And as always, you listen to us on Spotify and iTunes. What's been going on, guys? How we doing?
Man, everything's lovely except for this nor'easter we got outside. But other than that, everything's golden, G. How you doing? G?
Dude, I'm chilling. That nor'easter came, rained for a couple hours, and then it was like, zoom, right to y'all. And
it's still here, bro. It's still.
I was seeing videos from Duxbury. Oh my God, trees everywhere. Like majority of the town doesn't have power. People in Boston, like trees were getting pulled from the ground over it. That area, like it was crazy. And I'm like, damn, happy I'm not there.
Honestly, it's been it's been a little rainy here. Not too great being outside. I gotta say though, I'm one of those. Just quick side note, I'm one of those dudes. I don't know, like if it's just like a weird thing about me. I love being outside in shitty weather, like the rain. Like I think it goes back to like being a little baby, but like as a kid, like I fuck with the rain and water like hard. Like I like walking in the rain, running in the rain. Like I'm like when I go to the gym, I walk in the rain. Like when I look outside and see that it's raining out, that's like I gotta get out there. It's my time. Like I gotta get out there. Like that. I don't know. I just feel good out there.
See, Justin, you got something to tell us, bro? You got?
I don't know, but I don't know.
Is it Sad Boy Justin? Sad Boy Justin likes to rain.
Is that what it
came from the gym? But
is that what that is?
I had to reflect on my past history. You know what I'm saying? There's something I can't be leaving the gym without the rain on.
I mean, I thought it was like a common thing. I hope it's not because I'm sad.
Yo, Jay, you gotta talk to somebody about that one.
Okay, just like dark, gloomy days.
Well, this is the trenches.
I mean, shit. Real talk, bro.
Buddy comes back from the vid. Next, you know, he has a fresh haircut. And he's sad. Listen, who knows? The vid does a lot of things to people.
It does, man. It really does. Makes you think. You got plenty of time to think when you're just doing nothing for 2 weeks.
See, and that's fucking dangerous. Too. Yeah. That's dangerous when you have all that time just being alone with your thoughts.
Exactly.
No, sir.
Nah, I'm good, man.
No, yeah, it was at a certain point you start to you really get to know yourself if you haven't already. But
oh, you got to know yourself? Is that what you did?
No, yeah. Honestly, it's.
This man's feeling himself on this wine Wednesday, bro. Hey, what kind of wine you drinking, bro?
Yeah, give us a shot. Plug yourself.
So I got this bottle. It's Aristal. It's a Vino Rosato d'Italia. It's an Italian dry rosé. So good. It's definitely not rosé season anymore, but I would definitely recommend getting a bottle.
All right, let's go.
Finish that glass.
Let's go. Worldwide wines over here.
Hey, but you just finished that glass. Tell us who's not finished in Pittsburgh, bro. You got to educate the people on this one. I heard a lot of disrespectful things happening.
Yeah, man, you're telling me Pittsburgh is a mess. Obviously, they got a lot of stuff going internal. What they're doing from a playing standpoint, like Big Ben he's done. Their whole team is just a mess and a lot of things going on, which is not common for what the Steelers have done for the last 15 years.
Right.
But honestly, that's not even the saddest thing that's really happening for that program right now. If you really look at it, the disrespect that Mike Tomlin has been getting over the last few days is kind of atrocious, honestly. Think about it. For the last 14 years, they've had a winning season. They've only had a couple coaches for the last 6 years. Was it Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and now Mike Tomlin? Yep. All done well to make that program, not just a program, but a franchise. The guy starts off this season 3-3, not playing to the best of their ability. And what happens? The media is coming after Mike Tomlin saying, hey, you ever thought you thinking about going to a head coach at a college institution? You thinking about going to college? And you know, if you look at it high level, yeah, it's kind of like, buddy, why would I do that? Like, that's dumb. And I know he said something in the means of these colleges, the guys coming in, bringing in money, their donors couldn't write a big enough blank check to get me to go there. I think it's a little bit more than that. Because another thing that he brought up was, you know, you're not hitting up Sean Payton saying these things, you know, over at New Orleans, and you're not hitting up Andy Reid, who's having one of the worst seasons in Chiefs history, you know, in the Mahomes era, with Andy Reid being over there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure.
Just like, all right, why are you coming from me right now? What have I done to deserve such a, approach from you guys from the media? So I don't know. I feel like I understand his anger because he says he's not going to address it again. I understand his anger. I understand why he's frustrated. And, you know, honestly, I commend how he responded because he responded in a professional way, didn't get crazy, did what he had to do, and he got up out of there. So I don't know. You know, y'all tell me your thoughts, but based on that, I think it's a little bit deeper, and I just think it's not something that needs to be happening from that standpoint.
Well, just from the surface level, looking at it, right? Think about it. They're 3-3. That's a 500 season right now. We're not even at, you know what I'm saying, week 8 where the trade deadline is. So it's like these guys easily, for sure, easily could have been 1-5, 2-4, but they're right there in the middle of the pack. Now their division is a tough motherfucking division. You have to play Lamar twice, and then you're going to have to go against Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase twice. And that's a whole nother entity, but we'll get into that. But just those two teams alone, you have to know that shit's going to be coming down on you. Now, they have another chance, another opportunity later on this year to go get some of those wins back that they dropped. The only way that I could see anything happening right now is if Cleveland keeps shit in the bed and Baltimore keeps on barely squeaking by. But for them to say that, hey, you thinking about college right now, is very disrespectful. This is a man that's been well established and brought his team to the promised land and won. So why fall
winner.
Back? You know what I'm saying? So why fall back now? Why say, oh, you looking for college? When you know, everybody knows, Ben does not have it anymore. That line is fucking atrocious. They don't know what the goddamn doing at fucking running back, and their skill positions are all divas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you really got to look more at the player personnel before you go to the head coach, because he can only do so much. It's everybody else that's around him or that he put in place to look at. You know what I mean? Is that making any sense?
No, for sure. I mean, look, honestly, here's my thing with this. I think, first off, and I want to preface this by saying that I think Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in the NFL, right? If you just look at not only from you guys said, just from the Steelers side of things, how he's one of 3 coaches since 1969, right? He's had his success, continued success there. He's brought them to Super Bowls. He's won multiple Super Bowls. He's set a very high standard of excellence in Pittsburgh that has, been part of that franchise's history. One of the things though that I do want to say though is that maybe we are jumping the gun a little bit, because I do want to point this out. I think USC, I granted it's college, but USC is considered one of the most historic decorated football programs in college football, right? And I think that when that position opens up, everybody's ears and eyes kind of perk up, like at the NFL and collegiate level, because that is a highly sought after, like highly coveted position, right? I think to John, which one of the Harbaugh brothers is it? Jim Harbaugh that's at Michigan right now. Remember when he left and went to Michigan, he had success in the NFL. He was doing well. He had just recently taken the 49ers to a Super Bowl. He had very high regards in the NFL, and he left more so because he looked at it as a great opportunity is opening up at Michigan, which I would say just up there with USC is another one of those historic Division I college football programs, right?
Blue.
And so you look at that and you say, is it necessarily like, I get it coincides with the Steelers maybe having a rough start, which they're 3-3, and right now if you're 3-3, you're still in a good spot in the AFC.
Very good spot.
I'm just curious, I get how it can come off as disrespectful, but I do think that in a way it's almost just like saying like, hey, like, have you heard about this coaching spot that opened up? Like, what do you think? Like, you wouldn't be interested in it, would you? Like, because I don't know. Like, I think that's a very like highly sought after position, right? Like, you think about like Nick Saban. Like, Nick Saban could be in the NFL right now, right? There are coaches that could be in the NFL right now, but they really like where they're at. They love they love coaching in college. They work for a great program and they have success down there. So I don't, I get how we can look at it and say, oh, it's a step down. And after like, a rough start, how dare they ask him like if he's thinking about taking a step down. But I think you could look at it from the other side of things too and say, hey, a historic position is, opening up for a historic program. And that's a great opportunity for anybody. Is that something you'd be interested in?
And seeing that's the point that you just said there. Nick Saban's happy where he's at. He
right.
loves doing what he does.
Right.
Maybe Mike really loves where he's at.
And I think that's apparent.
You know
for
what
sure.
I'm saying? Like,
for
he
sure.
really wants to do that. I think the disrespect came in to the point where he wasn't asked once or twice. He's been asked this multiple times, you say, Gordon?
He's been asked it a bunch by papers, by media for the last few days this week. And I'm like, and the fact that it's only been a couple days and he had to address it so sternly just means he's either being overwhelmed or he's taking it very personal.
So I'm curious, Gordon. Do you, I don't know this, but does Mike Tomlin, like, is he from there? Like, is there maybe like, does he have like a connection to like USC or like the USC area that people would be like, like maybe you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe.
I mean, I'm not sure. I don't think so. Steve, can you check that out?
I got you.
Because I think
ultimately it's not like they're asking him about the USC job. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about college in general. They're not saying, he's not bringing up, hey, you're going to look at the USC job, or are you talking about USC? There's another person that there are rumors about the USC job, and we can talk about that next. But it's just like, hey, are you looking at college? Are you planning on going to college? You should probably look at college because of your record right now, which makes it way more.
Oh. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I thought this was like they were just more so pressing him about the USC position.
No.
You're saying it's more so like they're telling him, they're asking him just about college in general.
Yeah, you should basically saying you should leave the NFL and go coach college football, be a head coach. And he's like, why would I do something like that? Why would I ever make that decision?
He's from Hampton, Virginia. He went to high school at Newport News. And anybody who knows what Newport News is, you don't want to be in that area. It's a rough and tough spot.
And William and Mary, is that
William and Mary College?
Okay, so is that so? He doesn't. It doesn't look like he has any ties to
all East Coast ties.
Yeah. Okay.
All East Coast ties.
Interesting.
Turns 50 in March. So.
Yeah. That's the other thing too. Is like he's still like the. How often do you find a coach, especially in the NFL, that can say that they've been at it for like 15 plus years? They have 2 Super Bowls under their belt and they're not even 50 yet. Like they still got like decades of coaching left in them. You know what I mean? Like that's a very rare thing to be able to find.
That's another little niche or another little nuance to go after. Like, guys, I'm not even fucking 50 and y'all asking me to go step down. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not saying that college is not great, but it's definitely not the NFL. You know what I'm saying? It's not getting the NFL money unless you're at USC, Michigan, or Alabama.
Right.
So, yeah, I feel him on the disrespect. That part is just straight up disrespectful to me, to anyone.
Yeah.
Who's been coaching since 2007.
Yeah, he's like, look, he's probably like, look at my pedigree.
That's 14 years under your belt with one organization where multiple. You just look at the Jets team.
Yeah.
Went through what? Maybe 5 coaches since then? I'm probably a lot more. Don't even get me started on the quarterbacks they've been in fucking the Cleveland, the Browns.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, there's all these teams that have revolving doors, but this is the one constant. And now that we're just 3-3, you want to try to shut me down?
I think this Pittsburgh team is the definition of like being 1 or 2 pieces away from being like a Super Bowl contender. And I think those pieces are another like just absolute brick wall on that offensive line that they really need. Yep. And then they obviously need to move on from Big Ben because look at what's going on in the AFC North right now. He might be hurt, but you got Baker Mayfield over in Cleveland, right? Yep. You got Lamar Jackson in Baltimore. Yep. You got Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. And you're going to try to win that division with a hobbled together Big Ben? Like, no.
That's a problem.
Taped together. Taped.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're going to get some young guns, like some boys that are going to be around this league forever. And I'm saying that in the positive way as possible because, like, these guys are really good. They got to hone in on their craft a little bit more, but they got it. They have all the tools right there. That's everything that they need around them.
They really do. They really do. Like, I honestly, just as a football fan, I think it's going to be very fun because, look, unless they just get, like, you know, the teams just decide they don't want to pay them, like, big money contracts, I can't see Lamar, Joe, or Baker going anywhere for the next 5 to 10 years each, right?
Because why would they? You're in a great conference, right? You're going to be facing legitimate contenders pretty much every other week because, there's 3 teams that you're going to have to keep facing. Yeah. So that's 6 times that you're going to see them.
Right. That's great as a football fan. I'm so excited for that.
Like, why the fuck would I try to go anywhere else? Like, if I'm trying to get to the promised land, I'm going to go through these motherfuckers who are right here because they're supposed to be the cream of the crop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
The gauntlet that you're going to have to get through to win the AFC North is going to... it's gonna be interesting. Honestly, it's funny because I know us growing up as football fans, you know, given how good the Steelers... and the Ravens were in that rivalry and whatnot, like it was always like remember you had guys like Jerome Bettis, you got Ray Lewis, like all part of the bus. That rivalry, that's one of the best. Honestly, growing up, that like I was like growing up to think that was one of the best rivalries in sports. Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh and Ravens, because at the time they were all just that gritty whole team.
Teams. Troy Polamalu, that defense was different. Right. That Steelers team was unreal.
And the Ravens were unreal too. They had that Ravens defense that became so famous over the years. Like that was a team that won a few Super Bowls. Like that was fun. So I'm looking forward to like looking at the AFC North and saying, damn, like the AFC North is back. But here's the big thing now. What do you do with you got Big Ben now? You still got Big Ben. And that's the issue because you got this. He's not Tom Brady. He's not over there cutting out carbs and stretching for 3 hours a day. He's at the hot dog stand before and after the game, okay? Big Ben does not take care of himself. Like that dude, that dude is just on borrowed time right now. So I'm curious what the Steelers are going to do to get younger and get relevant. I think they're going to need to either, I mean, if I was them, I'd be all in on someone like a Deshaun Watson or, one of these young guns that's on the market.
The last, honestly, I say it, but that's the last thing the Steelers need is more drama.
I don't know, man. I think Deshaun could do wonders for that. That team is literally step in, plug and play. Like he's got weapons, he's got a defense, like he's got a coach. Like he can step into Pittsburgh, and that team could be dangerous.
Just give Cam a fucking shot again. Somebody, come on, man. This dude's just at the crib chilling in the likes of.
You should go to Detroit. They need him.
Oh my God. I'm not even going to touch on Detroit, bro. I'm really not even going to touch on Detroit. That shit is just atrocious. It's just fucking atrocious, man.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
dude, hold on. Let's come back. Let's come back to Detroit. Yeah. Let's talk more about the teams. I wanted to talk about one more coach before we got too far away from.
Yeah. What's up?
Because, we were talking about coaches being disrespected, Mike Tomlin being disrespected, trying to save the league, but not everyone has his coaching history, right?
Right.
who's Justin was talking about the USC opportunity, which is like you were saying, it's a huge opportunity that a lot of coaches are fishing for. And from my latest research, it seems like Jeff Fisher is in the run-ins right now to get that spot.
Really?
Jeff Fisher.
For what position?
For head coach.
The head coach
of USC.
over at USC.
For everybody that doesn't know, who's been away for a little bit, he used to coach the Tennessee Titans.
He coached the Titans. He coached the Rams. He's
the Rams.
He's He's known as Mr. 500. 8-8 is where Jeff Fisher lives. That guy, he will not bum it. Like, you will not be like one of the teams at the bottom of the NFL.
But
like,
you won't be at the top.
Yeah, you won't be at the top. You goddamn well won't be at the
right.
top.
Maybe we'll be in the playoffs. Maybe we won't.
Exactly. That's what 8-8 does. It's a crapshoot. Yep.
I promise you, we'll be 8-8.
The big thing though, now Jeff Fisher wouldn't dare come back to the NFL because now we got a 17-game schedule. He can't go 8-8 anymore. He's got to settle. Jeff Fisher would have to pick one or the other.
He won't be able to do it.
He won't be able to do it.
He was like, I'm out.
You know it's big when
I'm out.
Then Urban Meyer got picked over him for the Jaguar spot. You know that was real. So he's like, yeah, you know what?
Mine as well. Yeah.
Head coach of the league might be done for now. I might need to pull a Nick Saban and go make a program great. So I might have to do.
Seriously. Well, real quick though, because we've talked a lot about Cam Newton, but you just brought him up. But we should bring him up because there's rumors swirling that he may be heading up to Seattle soon, and I mean that is a team that could use Cam Newton because I'll tell you what, Geno Smith is not getting the job done.
Yeah, man, he's
not. Garbage.
He's just not cutting
muff cabbage.
These boys, real quick, in Seattle scored 10 points in the first half. I picked them just to cover the 5.5 spread. And I knew that they could do that, but I was like, wow, they're really impressing me right now. Maybe they could actually win this game. Come back towards the end, I see the final score is 13-10, which led me to believe that Geno did absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
That defense is fucking worse than I thought because even though they scored, 3 more points to your 10, your offense couldn't do anything more, or you guys couldn't force a fumble or turnover and then turn that into positive points. I'm off the Seattle train. I'm off the Seattle train until Russell gets back, and even when he gets back, it still won't be enough time to do anything.
It's his throwing hand. Russ hurt is milk.
I know.
Throwing hand. You need that.
No, bro. I got him as my.
You know what I'm saying?
I got him as my QB. I know.
Now that honestly, that's a team, and even Pete Carroll came out and basically said it in so many words that like, hey, if it wasn't for Russell Wilson, I might not even like still be here. Like Russell Wilson is the engine of Seattle. Like, like when you talk about like, like the Patriots were always, famous for saying like next man up, next man up. We were always, that was always like kind of our motto. But like in Seattle, without Russell Wilson, there's no next man up.
It's
like,
one-dimensional.
You know what I mean? They rely on that man out there. They do. And that's just apparent that, look, we saw like the other night, like Case Keenum slid in for the Browns. Baker Mayfield's injured. Browns were able to come out on top. Like we've seen situations where like backup QBs are able to slide in and, fill in for a time or two here and there.
Right.
But it just goes to show you how special Russell Wilson is because you cannot find a quick replacement for that man. No, you can't.
You can't. This is just straight up you can't.
No. Yeah, I always feel bad. For Geno, though. I'm not going to lie to you. The guy came from West Virginia, was running triple option for how long, which is not something set up for a...
Yes, it's not, bro.
It's not a system set up for a professional quarterback. He comes in, kind of gets screwed with the Jets, right? It was not...
It was the Bills or the Jets?
It was the Jets.
Was he he was Jets?
Yeah. I think it was the Jets.
He was
he was Jets. Okay.
And now he's on. Now he's running back up for Seattle. And you know what's crazy? He's shown a few plays to like, oh, okay, is Geno Smith back? Oh, is Geno Smith going to be ball? What happened? One of that first couple plays, he threw a 89-yard touchdown to DK Metcalf. By the way, I was scared because as long as DK Metcalf didn't score certain points, I would have got destroyed game. Luckily, Gino decided to show his true colors, and DK Metcalf went 2 for 5 all the nights, so I ended up winning by 3 points.
There you go. You got yourself a dub. This motherfucker
that's 2 dubs. Yeah. Other than Justin. Justin's trash.
I just got a dub. I just got a dub.
Yeah, this motherfucker beat me. I was pissed.
I saw that by like 3 points.
You?
I saw like 3 points.
It was by like 0.3 or 3.
Crazy.
Bro. It was infuriating. That's what it was. That's exactly.
That's hilarious.
It was one of those ones where I wasn't even checking it, and then I woke up the next morning. I looked at it. I was like, I made it out of that.
I was on the same shit. I was like, all right, I'm gonna win this. I was like, oh hell no, bro.
Fantasy,
dude.
Fantasy
I'm with you 100% because I'm looking at my team and I think I have like 4 or 5 starters plus a couple bye guys, and they're all hurt. 3 of my starters I played were out. They were out, and I just can't get rid of them.
There's nothing you could do. Yeah, there's nothing you could do.
There's nothing I could do, and I went up by 3 points. I'm like, damn, dude.
Yeah, fantasy is just one of those things. Like, honestly, it can make or break like you spiritually. Like I lost what a fantasy bet. Like if you told me going into Monday night, okay, going into Monday night, I was up,
break it down for them. Yeah.
I was up 15.5 points on this kid, and he had DK Metcalf left, right? And I said to myself, damn, normally I should be worried about that, okay? But if you told me ahead of time, DK Metcalf will finish with 2 catches, I would have said, oh my God, thank God I'm going to win this. This dude finishes with 2 catches for like 80-something yards, 100 yards, and a touchdown. I mean, for the love of God, fantasy is such a cruel bitch sometimes. It really, really is. And not only that, but like, it wasn't like he ran this great route and beat the defender, and he got it. He literally he caught the ball and just made Marlon Humphrey look like a baby back bitch, and then just waltzed into the end zone like that. That's literally he clowned Marlon Humphrey like bad. No, it was not Humphrey. It was no. What's his name?
We're gonna get to Humphrey.
Is it?
No. We're gonna get to Humphrey.
Okay, yeah. But no, it wasn't Marlon Humphrey. It was what's that dude's name in
for the Saints, yeah.
I
don't.
He's like their 3rd year like stud. Lattimore. Marcus Lattimore.
Yeah.
Oh, Lattimore, dude. Lattimore's been getting burned.
That's who it was. Yeah, DK just threw him aside like he wasn't even there.
And they were playing man, weren't they? They were playing man most of the game.
Why?
Out of and I'm
all
like, why
those
are you playing
receivers,
man on DK?
Why would you play man on DK?
Stupid.
That means you're going to have man on Lockett on the backside. What fucking genius? Excuse me. What fucking genius is really going to think, hey, this might work? All right, you got a 3rd-year guy out here, but this is a fucking specimen we just made in a fucking lab.
Seriously.
Why the fuck would I want to go man on him? Have some fucking safety roll up top for that cover 3, or have a linebacker help you out in the flats. But you really just going to have a man on man? Nah, he's going to fucking eat all day. Hey, and you know who else was eating? It's because you just spoke on his name, Marlon Humphrey.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase was eating on
Chase
that,
was
man.
Eating, yeah.
He was eating. No,
Chase.
Pause. But he was eating on that, man, bro.
He did, bro.
Straight up.
I mean,
He ate.
He really did.
I might even have to pull up the stats, but hold on.
Honestly, this is you remember going into the draft how we all kind of shit on the Bengals because we said, how you going to take Jamar Chase over like Penny Sewell or someone like that, and like you need to shore up your line. We said your line's trash, your defense is trash, and you went out and you already got T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd, and you're gonna go out and draft Jamar Chase. And now, what a good decision that's like. They're making everybody else eat their words, huh? That looks like such a good pick now.
And
hey, but who called that though? Who called that though?
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not even gonna pat myself on the back, bro.
Nah. Press the button for him. Give him some hands.
I mean,
I can't reach it.
It's a little far, but for real though, like if anybody would just sit back and like have a second or two of common sense, why wouldn't you want to get the guy that you're drafting, who's gonna be your premier quarterback for 10, 15 years to come, to have a safety valve and someone that he was having the time of his life with? And LSU, who they were fresh off a national championship too. Why not have that guy right there? Yes, they really needed someone on the line. And I even said that too, but I was like, I actually condemned them on this pick because it makes sense. Why, really though? Why wouldn't you want to have someone who's going to be back there, who's going to be taking charge of this team and try to get them over that hump from all those years of getting laughed at because they had the red rifle back there? You know what I mean? Now they're actually making jumps and strides. They see that they got this man Jamar Chase, and he's just been lighting it up. His stats from this past Sunday was 8 receptions, 10 targets, only meaning he dropped 2 for 201 yards. With an average of 25.1 yards with a touchdown. That's crazy numbers.
Crazy numbers.
But also at the same time, it makes sense because now Joe Burrow's sitting back feeling good in the fucking pocket like, oh, there's my guy. You know what I'm saying? I know he's going to catch this shit. And that's very evident from the 10 times that he's thrown to him. He caught 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? That's an 80% reception rating for Jamar Chase, which only boosts up Joe's fucking numbers. So Joe is definitely going to be feeling that. And by the way, they're catching all this shit in stride. They're not even at the 8-week mark yet.
I know.
Now imagine that shit. Imagine when they actually get the whole playbook in, right? Because you don't ever actually get your whole playbook in until about week 6 or 7. Now imagine that they get their whole shit together right now. Then teams are really going to be looking like, damn, them boys for real up there. Because their defense is not trash.
No.
Their defense is not trash. They held Lamar in check, even though he wasn't himself. They pretty much held him in check. He had 257 yards, but only had 1 touchdown on him. You know what I'm saying? Normally, Lamar is having about 2-3 touchdowns against an unknown defense. But the fact that this team, the Bengals, are locking up premier quarterbacks,
right,
premier receivers, and Marquise Brown, that's a problem.
They should have beat the Packers. This Bengals team, and now
it's a good ass team.
It's a good ass team, and they are, for all intents and purposes, they are right now the number 1 seed in the AFC. They are the number 1 overall seed,
without a doubt, though.
But even just like statistically, like if the playoffs were to start today,
right,
Bengals would have the number 1 seed. So I think that speaks kind of volumes to not only like how well this team is overperforming expectations, but I think also too just how special like these players are that they've hit on. Like they've done a great job of drafting like Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, like some of these young guns that they got like on defense.
I'm gonna make a hot take. I'm making a hot take right now.
Let's hear it.
You call me out on it later. I'm gonna hear y'all's opinion though. I'm basing this off of injury.
Okay.
I'm basing this off of longevity. And I'm basing this off team chemistry.
Okay.
Calling this right now, the Bengals are winning the division. I believe the Ravens are going to come in second, straight of longevity. Right. I think they're going to keep getting hurt. I think Lamar is going to take enough hits where the way he's playing now, he's not going to be able to play that at week 16, week 15, week 14. So I have the Ravens at second. I think the Browns are going to continue to be hurt. And I don't know if y'all know when Baker's coming back.
So even if Baker comes back in a week or two, he is basically just pain management the rest of the, he's hurt. Like he has to, he needs surgery.
He's hurt. Jarvis Landry was hurt last week for the second time. Mm-hmm. Who was their captain from a receiving standpoint. Mm-hmm. But he, you know what I'm saying? He's questionable for this week, but he didn't practice on Wednesday. He didn't practice today. Who knows? So what do they got? Nick Chubb and two of their main running backs are injured. Nick Chubb said he might come back, but who knows? Odell Beckham's irrelevant at this point. The defense is straight, kind of helping them out a little bit, but they are a broken team. And I think between them and the Steelers might actually steal a couple of games just because of their veteranship and being able to come in. And I think the Steelers might make it third, and the Browns might end up making fourth. That can flip within the season. But that's my take. And I think just because of how well the Bengals are playing, how much depth they have, they're going to be first. I think the injuries that the Ravens had early in the season is going to affect them later on. I think the Steelers are going to steal a couple wins, just like they did last season, beating a couple shitty teams, right? What happened? They went 1-0 last year, but we went through their thing earlier this year. They won a lot of shitty games. Who cares? A win is a win. They got those dubs. I think that's going to happen this year. And I think the Browns, because of they're completely broken. Their whole team is hurt. They're going to end up coming in last place in the season. That's my hot take. I had to give it to you, boys.
I mean, I don't see you being wrong in that aspect, actually.
I like it.
I really do, just because what you said for the Steelers standpoint of not coming in fourth and going in third, just because veteran leadership, coaching, all that makes sense. Your defense can only carry you so far. And I'm talking about Cleveland right now, because if you don't have any guys that are going to score any points, the fuck are you guys going to be doing out there the whole time? You know what I mean? Cincinnati is a fucking powerhouse. It's looking like, man. They should. I felt like, if anything, they probably should have lost that Green Bay game, but the game they shouldn't have lost at all was that Chicago game. That
For
week
sure.
2. They should.
You're right. You're
They
right.
shouldn't have lost that one. But like I said, that's the growing pains of a new season, of just trying to find the chemistry, trying to get everything right. You know what I mean? But
I mean,
yeah, I like that take though. I like that take a lot.
So, all right, look, here's the only problem with the Bengals, right? So, look, their upcoming schedule is tough. Like, this is not, not an easy schedule. Like, this is a team who, I'm looking at it right now. I mean, they got some tough divisional games. They got the Browns. They got to play the Raiders. They got to play the Steelers. They got to play the Chargers. They got to go out and play the 49ers. They got to go to Denver and play at Mile High. They obviously got the Ravens again. They got the Chiefs coming to town. And then they go back to Cincinnati. Look, this is not an easy schedule by any means. I think this team is going to be tested. And but I do like what you're saying, though. I do think that they could probably, but if you put the gun to my head, I would say it flip-flops by the end of the year, and the Ravens may be able to overtake them. I don't know. It's like look, it's just, I think we're just hardwired to think that the Bengals are bad and that this is a fluke and like they're gonna blow this. But like maybe they are legit, maybe they are. But it's one of those things where I gotta see it before like I believe they're super legit. You know what I mean?
Let me give you a quote, which is real shit right here. This is from Joe Burrow. He's saying playing in the SEC definitely helped. Gets way louder than the SEC than any of the NFL stadiums. Huh. And then that right there just lets you know that, one, this dude's not fucking afraid. 2, he got his boy, so he's definitely not worried about a goddamn thing. Yeah. And 3, he has that, I like to say, that confidence, not cockiness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has that certain swagger, that je ne sais pop to it. Because he knows what the fuck is going on. He's no dummy in this shit. But at the same time, you have to have a little something about you, a little pizzazz to keep it going, to keep your fan base engaged, to keep your team engaged. And then also, because I'm a coach now myself, it's going to creep into the coach's ear. I'm like, damn, this guy, he got a little something on him. So that's just only going to motivate the rest of the squad to keep on going. Because at this point, you guys are 5-2. Why the fuck would we try to digress right now? We're already young guns in this shit. Nobody's really looking for us to do anything. They're expecting this shit to be a fluke and we're going to collapse. But you getting these quotes right here, right now, saying, I'm ready to go, let's do this. You got to believe in that man. He's ready to go, let's do this.
Well, look, I do want to come out and say that as far as Joe Burrow goes,
yeah,
I think Joe Burrow, and I'm personally one of his biggest fans out there. Like, I love Joe Burrow. I think he's going to be like just an absolute stud. He's already a stud in my eyes, but I personally think he's going to go down in history as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. I really do. And I think he reminds me of almost like, he plays like young Aaron Rodgers, but he has like Tom Brady's like mindset and like mentality. Like I love this kid. I really do.
And that's a great ass mix that you want to have.
That's
any
a great mix. Great mix. So yeah, and everyone's forgetting too. Like this is a dude who came back from major reconstructive surgery in his knee. He messed everything up. He came back months ahead of schedule. Realistically, right now is like when Joe Burrow like should just be like, getting back up to full speed, and he's going into week 8 of the NFL season. So I mean, hey,
it's scary.
It's scary for sure. But what else do we got going on? We got
we're talking about a big division right there with the Ravens and them, but what's another division that we like to talk about a lot?
The AFC East.
Talked about Seattle. I know we talked about Seattle, but what we need to talk about is my boy, my man, my dear friend and longtime compatriot, Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp being one of the most dynamic duos in the league right now. Anyone that doesn't say that Cooper Kupp is one of the most elite receivers in the league right now is an idiot, averaging around anywhere from 2 to 3 touchdowns a game, I believe. So check those stats real quick before I get canceled. And then my man, Matt Stafford, the gunslinger, that's what he is. He's a gunslinger, having all these assets all around him. You got Higbee from a tight end. You got Kupp. You got so many great teammates with an already exceptional defense. Freaking Jalen Ramsey leading the DBs. Got Aaron Donald just being the leader of the defense. Think about that. They couldn't be a more Super Bowl contender team if I dreamt up one right now. But that's beside the point. We're not even going there. We're going about dynamic duos. People talk about Mike Evans or Antonio Brown and Brady. People talking about, Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, like we were just saying. But I feel like not enough people are screaming it. I'm not talking about it. I'm not saying whispering about it. I'm saying screaming about it. Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, best dynamic duo in the league right now. Oh my God. I got nothing else to say. I can't say nothing else. This is
all I'm gonna say about it, right? You're right.
The Rams?
You were right about the Rams. Matthew Stafford to that team was the best move that they could have made. There was no other move they could have made. So yeah, I'll give you a real shout out.
You know what's funny though is, and again, we are part of the problem right now. Look at us over here. We're patting ourselves on the back about the Rams and Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is sleeping on the last undefeated team in football right now that resides in the NFC West. Nobody is giving the Arizona Cardinals their respect right now. Everybody, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy, isn't it? That everybody is kind of just focusing on how good the Rams are, and the Cardinals. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that as of the other day, they had the fourth best odds of making the Super Bowl out of the NFC. So basically winning the NFC. They were the fourth highest odds. So in other words, the Packers, the Bucks, and the Rams all had better odds to win the NFC than the Cardinals. Isn't that a little crazy?
I mean, I think it looks crazy now. You know what I'm saying? I think it looks a little insane now. But, when the season started, we've had discussions about this, and the Cardinals, them being good, but some people having some, doubts about Kyler Murray, some talking about the team as a whole. But honestly, him and D-Hop kind of working together, and their team, and then the defensive leader, as J.J. Watt back there, and some of the other guys they have from a defensive standpoint, there is a great cohesivity with this team. Kyler Murray's playing great football. D-Hop is balling out. The Cardinals are looking good, as much as I hate to say it. But like you were saying, people really have been sleeping on the Cardinals. People really have. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's, just talking about stats or talking about dubs, it's not many people are talking about them. I don't know, maybe it's people don't mess with them or they just don't want to give them the credit that they just deserve. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I mean, well, look, J.J. Watt the other night, there was that clip that came out of him, remember from the Thursday night game, I think it was, or whatever game it was against the Browns.
What's the quote?
J.J. Watt kept walking up and down the sideline screaming, maybe we're just better. Maybe we were just
fucking better.
Yeah, maybe we're just fucking better.
There you go.
There it is.
And basically, but though that's his reference to everybody like trying to make excuses for why the Cardinals aren't the best team in football or why the Cardinals keep winning. It's almost like everyone's looking at the Cardinals at 6-0, 7. Are they 6-0, 7-0 now? 7-0. 7-0.
7-0.
Yeah.
They're 7-0.
Looking at the Cardinals at 7-0, going, well, this is a fluke. They'll come back down to earth eventually. And J.J. Watt said, hey, maybe we're just a better football team. Everyone keeps giving the Rams and the Bucks and the Packers their respect in the NFC. Give us our respect. I think they deserve it at this point.
Real quick, just to go on your little tangent right here.
That's right.
The Cardinals beat their ass.
Beat up
man.
on the Rams.
What was the score, bro?
37-20.
That's 17 straight points of you just not answering anything while the Rams were at home for this game.
Yep.
While they were in the Coliseum, not doing a goddamn thing. But let's expand on that. You know what I'm saying? They fucking whooped them at home, and that's a division rivalry, right? Mm-hmm. So let's see what the rest of their schedule's looking like to see if this shit is just a fluke or maybe it's not. They got the Packers coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Packers are without Devontae Adams, and I believe it might be Lazard. It might be the Randall Cobb and Lazard too. They're hurting.
That's not good.
No.
That's not good. Fast forward. They go and play the 49ers right after that. Not
trash.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not impressed. I'm not threatened, or I don't think they should be impressed or threatened by them. The Carolina Panthers. Since McCarthy's been out there, they're fucking irrelevant.
Yeah.
Then they got Seattle Seahawks. Probably around that time, Russell's supposed to be back, but it really won't fucking matter because that defense is just atrocious. Then they get their bye week, week 12. So now you're giving these boys probably what? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They could go 11-0 at the 12-week bye and just be chilling and be like, all right, guys, let's ramp this shit back up. Then they're going to play the Bears right after. Come back after with the Rams, at the Lions, versus the Colts. And that's really the only one that I'm like, hey, that could be kind of a good matchup. Colts have a little good defense when they really want to, when they really feel like it.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Then they're going to finish it out with the Cowboys, and the last team is the Seahawks. If anything, these boys could just straight up lose 2 games, but still going to be in the fucking playoff run and still be legit.
Oh, for sure. I think at this point it's going to be tough to say, like, look, I get, like, yeah, the Bucks and the Rams are only 1 game behind them, but I mean, these guys are in the driver's seat for that number 1 seed, like, clearly, and I think it's gonna be tough to take it from them.
It's gonna be tough as hell because it's not like one side of the ball is really clicking while the other side is kind of struggling with it. Both of these sides are clicking like they are just straight up practicing against each other every day like it's a goddamn game. I feel like the scout team is non-existent because these people are really just going out there and handling their business, and they're doing it week in and week out.
They are.
With this schedule, too, like, this shit can get real scary, though.
I mean, DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray is just, like, that's
Baby
actually,
Yoda going
but
crazy.
that's honestly one of the reasons, like, when you
Yoda
talk
going
about Cooper Kupp and Matt Stafford, like, we got to stop and pay respect to Kyler Murray and D-Hop and what the two of them are doing. Like, that is.
You not going to give them their respect? That's like you not giving Josh Allen
the stats
Diggs their
show
respect. Yeah.
I have to give respect because the statistics are proven at this point in time in the league.
It's facts.
They're doing well. All right. Sure. Matt Stafford and Cooper Kupp. Let's check this. Week 16, right? We're going to week 8. Let's check
back.
Where we're at.
We're going to circle back
For
to
sure,
this one.
for sure. And
What
I
episode
believe
is this?
it was 17. But
If you just finished week 7, this is week 8.
But they
Coming
got week 17. But,
You all
all
right?
right, we're circling it because, hey, They host the Rams. It looks
Right.
like a primetime game, 8:15. Monday Night Football,
That's Monday.
baby.
There you
Monday night, December 13th, 2 weeks before Christmas.
Oh boy. Do we need December 13th?
Yeah.
I think you're gonna have to come back to the great state of Mass and come see this ass.
Yeah.
I think I might have
think you
to.
might
We'll
have
see.
to, bro.
I have a flight to Africa that Friday, so
Oh,
we'll
all
see.
right.
You got a whole 4
Yeah.
days. You straight. You got a whole 4 days. You straight, bro.
You right. But I will be back Christmas. We'll see how long I'm going to be back though. So we'll figure out how we can get in the studio and get something together.
There's
For
actually
sure.
a Christmas Day game.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, from behold the Cardinals.
No, all right. Saturday night,
Yes,
Christmas night, Colts and Cardinals. That's gonna be fun.
That should be
That's
a lot of
fun.
fucking
That's gonna be
fun.
kind of weird. I like that.
I like
Sure.
that too. I like that.
It's different. It's
Colts
different.
play up in their defensive standpoint. They have a shot, especially because Carson Wentz or whatever.
Look, the Colts. I'll tell you what. If the Colts can stay healthy, Carson Wentz is finding it. Jonathan Taylor is a bad man, and that's a good
Hell
defense. Like the
yeah.
Colts are one of those teams that I
Hell
think
yeah,
people
he's a
started to
bad
count
man.
out early. Like,
Yeah.
no, don't count them out. Don't count them out. They just went into San Fran, gave them an ass whooping, and I think they're gonna go. They're gonna go out and beat Tennessee on Sunday.
You think
I don't
so?
know. I do think they're gonna beat Tennessee on Sunday. Tennessee's coming on. They got 2 good wins back to back weeks. I think they might come back down to earth against the Colts. We'll see though.
Hey man, I feel like we gotta address this.
What's up? Oh shit! He put on the glasses.
I had to take my glasses off for this. We as Patriots fans, right?
Yeah.
We pride ourselves in our franchise and what we have been able to accomplish. But after last weekend's debauchery of a game, I don't want to call it a game. You know what I'm saying? The scrimmage that we decided to have last Sunday. I don't know. I ragged on the New York Jets on a consistent basis because one of my acquaintances and a lot of his acquaintances are all Jets fans, and it's just terrible program, terrible people, and there's no up in sight for them. There's none. There's zero hope for them. 31 points in the first half. Can you explain that to me?
Can you explain?
No, don't even explain. I don't want to hear it. I don't
I'm
want to hear
asking
it.
for real. Like
Explanation.
how do you explain the 41 point just loss at the end of the day? You know what I'm saying? Like really, how do you really look in the mirror and be like, I feel good about this. I feel good about you, bro. I think we can come back from this. There's no way you can come back from this shit.
I think that's something that's
You already
really
lost twice to them, to the team with the rookie. You lost twice to the team with the rookie. It's a wrap for y'all, man.
At least they
fucking
throw
wrap
4
for you.
picks. At least it's positive. It's growth. They didn't throw 4 picks.
There's nothing we can really
yeah,
say
I
or
mean-
talk about this game. Like they just came and got their ass whooped, bro. Straight up.
Honestly, the Patriots at least did what they were supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, because look, I get the Patriots have dropped some games that have been winnable, and they haven't looked their best at times. But I get it. It was the Jets, and you know what? You can't like take too much pride in beating the Jets. But like by the same token, I don't know, man. They look like they're good, like a good team, and they did what good teams do, which is beat the shit out of bad teams. So I don't know. Yeah, I look. Jets suck. Book is still out in the Patriots. Like, and just real quick before we get out of here too, like the Patriots, like everyone's talking about, you know, how big of a hole they put themselves in, and they did. They are in a big hole, but let's not forget. Like I just looked at it right now. Like the Patriots are in line with basically the first cut because we got what? We got three wild card spots, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 3 this year. That's the change.
Yeah, so we got 3 wild card spots. So right now, at 3 and 4, the Patriots are one of like 4 or 5 teams that would be like right below the cut. So look, you know, but that's to say that everybody else is like 4-3, right? So you got a bunch of 3-4, 4-3 teams, and there's a lot of football left to be played. The Patriots really could, man. Like, they got a schedule with some winnable games coming up. Like, obviously the Chargers are going to be tough, but they beat the hell out of the Chargers last year. They had the answer for Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Okay, they're going to play a Panthers team who is badly wounded. Like, that team cannot seem to stop the bleed, and they're in a 4-game skid right now. You got the Browns who are hurt. No Kareem Hunt. Baker Mayfield not at his best. Very winnable. You got the Falcons who I'll give the Falcons a little bit of credit. They you know, but look, they're still a dumpster fire. I just don't take them lightly. Like, I don't say we're 100% going to win that game. I just say we should win that game.
But like, who are the Falcons though? That thing is like, I mean, I'm not trying to go down a Falcons rant.
No, but it's. I feel what
know
you're
who
saying.
They are. They have no identity. So it's
you.
like I can't consider them, you know, a substantial threat because they don't even know who they are.
No, they're not a substantial. Well, what's funny now is the Falcons are going to do what the Falcons have done the last couple of years, and the fact that they have won two games in a row and are like back at 500. They're like 3-3 now. Everyone's going to be like, "Damn, the Falcons are figuring it out," and then they're going to come out and just like lose the next 5 in a row. Yeah. But no, the Patriots, honestly, they gotta get schedule. And look, hey, we got the same record right now as teams like the Kansas City Chiefs, the Colts, like some teams that we're talking about that are really good. So like, hey, we can still be really good. We still get to play like the Jaguars. We get to go to the Dolphins again, who I think this time we will beat. If we could split one with the Bills, that would be huge, man. That would be absolutely huge. Because, look, I think at this point, and things could change, but hey, Bills are 4-2, Patriots are 3-4. I don't think the Patriots are going to win the division, but I'm not ready to say it's 100% over, especially if you can take one from Buffalo. But I don't know. Anyway, any final thoughts before we wrap it up?
G, I'm going to let you go first.
I mean, yeah, just like you're saying, since the beginning of the season, I've never seen us being the winners of this division. I've been kind of more on the Bills side from that standpoint. But like we're talking about games, there's still a chance. Anything's possible with how it might go moving forward. But who knows? I think the most important thing is we've had some serious games where we have been battle tested. And that was early in the season, and I'm looking forward to us kind of having more serious games kind of going forward and become battles. Yeah, cool. We can beat the Jaguars. We can beat the Jets. We can beat the Dolphins. But you know what? We got to beat better teams to win those games coming down the line when we get to the playoffs. So who knows? Anything's possible.
Facts. Yeah, I'm seeing the same thing. I just don't think we're gonna win the division this year. But we could definitely come in second with it.
We could.
We could definitely could, and then make a playoff push, even if that's from the wild card position. So I'm not mad about that. Just want to give a real quick shout out to the rest of the Boston sports going on. We got the Celtics about to take on the Washington Wizards right now. They got 4-point favorites. Celtics, that is. So smacking that. Also on top of that, we got the Bruins who just pucked off not too long ago. They're playing the Florida Panthers, so let's get those big dubs so we can transition that momentum until Sunday.
Let's go.
You feel me?
And definitely RIP to the Red Sox season. They got me excited on that second game, winning 12-3, got me excited, but I think they busted their whole nut, man, on that one.
Yeah, they definitely did.
You know what I'm saying? They let it all out.
Yeah.
So what happens? The next game it was 2-2 till the ninth, and then they ended up 9-2 at the end, and we ended up getting crushed that last game. So I mean, like,
heartbreaking.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? RIP Red Sox season, but hey, I'm hopeful for the future. It's great having Alex back in the bullpen as a manager, but I'm hopeful.
On to the next.
On to the next. And speaking of on to the next, we will catch you guys back here for episode 18 coming your way next time. This has been episode 17. Remember, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on YouTube, check us out as always. We're always on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes. You know what? like we say, check out Hedge Better, check out everything. Hit us up. Tell us how it can be a better show. Our ears are always open.
Always.
But we appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate both you guys. Don Gordon, SK. This is The Trenches, episode 17, presented by Hedge Better. We will catch you guys next week. Later.
Easy.